Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Open Door Hypnosis TV. I'm Shara Prophet, the Mind and Magic Coach. And this is another video that's a part of my 30-day challenge to do a video every day for 30 days, okay? So I believe this is video number 3 that I am on. And so come on in and join me. And if you can't join me right now, because I know it's late, I keep coming on here late, guys, but I am working. So I get on here when I can. So I just wanted to say thank you to a few people who have sent me messages and left comments about the video that I did last night on how to commit suicide the right way. If you didn't check that one out, go ahead and look at it after you watch this video. I just want to say thank you guys for your encouraging words and your words of appreciation and thanks. I know that the title was a little off-putting to some people. I actually lost quite a few subscribers since last night, but I'm going to assume that those are the people who just saw the title and they didn't actually listen to the whole video. I'm not sure. But I just want to say thank you to all of you who actually watched the video and got something out of it. I had to make that title controversial because I wanted to catch the attention of anybody that might need that, anybody who might be looking for a way out, and saw that, hey, Sunflower Goddess, I know, right? I know, unfortunately. But I made that video title the way I did because I wanted to catch the attention of somebody who might be on here looking for that. Because there's people who do searches for that. You know what I'm saying? So I did that on purpose. And hopefully somebody saw it who needed to see it. Okay. I am also, the video cannot be monetized either. They won't approve it for monetization. I don't care. I do not care. I make videos. I speak on the things that my spirit tells me to speak on. Okay. So I'm not here to, I want to grow my channel. Yes, I want to get more viewers, but honestly, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? As long as whoever needs what I'm saying hears it and they get it because I have the balls enough to do it. That's all I care about. All right. So like I said, YouTube is not my bread and butter, honey. It is not. Thankfully. I'm not mad at it becoming my bread and butter or having the possibility of that happening, but I'm not here solely for that. Okay. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about how to think big when everybody else around you is thinking small. Okay. That has been a theme for me lately, and it's really interesting because it's coming from people that I didn't think it would come from. It's coming from people who I thought were in the same wavelength. Okay. So I just want to touch on that a little bit because sometimes we get discouraged by what people say. All right. Also, we can get discouraged when we're sharing our dreams or we're sharing our ideas or our expectations about things. And maybe the person that you're talking to doesn't believe that that can actually happen. Okay. Or they don't say anything, which is almost worse than them saying something, to oppose what you're talking about. So if you are a person who has big dreams and very, very big goals, all right, and it's a big goal for somebody. Yes, it is. But I'm talking about real big goals. Okay. I'm talking about things that are out of the stratosphere type of stuff. All right. I've always been a big dreamer. I have always had really big goals and just allowed myself to think outside of the box and to think of the impossible, the most impossible thing. I would think about me doing that. Okay. But You got to be careful when you're sharing your thoughts and your dreams with people, especially the people closest to you. It's always going to be the ones that's closest to you that can have the biggest impact on you, because you are thinking about and sharing your dreams and your goals with these people because you care about them and you care about their feedback. You don't need their validation, hopefully, but you give a heck about what they think. Okay, you care about what they think. So that's why you're sharing it with them in the first place. But those are the people who, if they have a negative word about what you're trying to do, or they're giving you some discouragement, their words are going to have the biggest impact on you because they're so close to you. Okay. If it's a stranger saying, I don't know if that's possible, I don't think you can do that, and that don't make sense. Sometimes you just gotta take what you can get, type of a thing. You don't pay that any attention because that's a stranger and you don't really care about what they think, right? But if it's your mother or your friend or your best friends or people that you really care about, and you're like, damn, I really need y'all to have my back right now and be supportive of me right now, but they're doubting that you can get something done, or they're doubting that you can meet the goals that you've set for yourself. So goals can be, the type of money you want to be making. You know what I mean? You said you want to make $250,000, in 6 months, and somebody's like, I don't know about that. You have to be careful about who you are sharing your dreams with, because everybody is not on your level. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're hating on you, or that they might be jealous, but I don't think it's always that. Sometimes I just think that people have not allowed themselves to think that far. They haven't allowed themselves to think that big, because all the evidence around them is showing them that this is as much as you're ever going to make financially. Okay. This is the best man you can get. This is the best woman you can get. This is the best house that you can get. This is the best kind of car that you can drive. This is, the best that your health will ever be. Okay. Your health will never be better than this. All right. This is the amount of weight that you'll ever be able to lose. All right. This is the only food you'll be able to eat. These are the only kind of clothes you'll ever be able to shop for. You won't ever be able to spend $500 on a pair of pumps. They have that evidence in front of them. They see that as reality. And because they see it as reality, and you're coming along talking about how you want to make, 200 grand, $1,000 in the next 6 months. Okay. And for some people, they won't see that in a lifetime. All right. Or for some people, they've got to work really hard and long hours to get that in a year. You're talking about doing it in 6 months, right? How about if you're a person that says, I want to be a billionaire? I want to run billion-dollar industries. I want to build a billion-dollar empire. Okay. But you're 40 years old, right? Some people might say, when are you going to do that? When you're 85? That's when you'll finally hit $1 billion. Okay. So everybody is not able to see beyond the scope of where they are. Okay. Especially when it comes to relationship goals. Let's just talk about this for a minute. I just really need to put this out here. Okay. Because I have what most people would consider extremely high standards when it comes to relationship goals. Okay. When it comes to meeting a partner. So some people will have said to me, okay, some people have said to me, well, you're really narrowing the pot, or you're really narrowing your chances of meeting someone because you have so many parameters. And this is the thing. The reason why I've set those parameters is because I know for a fact where I'm going. All right. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm heading. I know the goals that I've set for myself, and I have the tools to get there. And I know that I will get there. Okay. So this is the thing. Dating someone who makes a certain amount of money That might seem like a lot to some people, okay? But you know that you are going to probably in the next 3 to 5 years, you know you're going to be stepping into that multi-million dollar bracket. But you're dating somebody, and this is mainly for women I'm talking about right now. I'm mainly speaking to women. You're dating somebody who makes $150,000 a year, which is a great salary. That's a great salary, right? However, someone who has set goals for themselves to be making several $1 million over in the next 5 years, but you're dating someone that's only making $150,000 right now. It's not to say that that can't grow over time, but what if they don't know anything about investing? What if they're totally comfortable with where they are and they don't want to do anything more? Okay. What if their sights are very, very narrowed and short? All right. So you have to plan for the future. Now, when I explain this to certain people, they look at me like I'm crazy. Well, that's a good salary. Why wouldn't you date somebody who's making $150,000 a year? And it's not that I won't do it. It's only if they are able to have a strong vision, a big vision. I'm making $150,000 right now, but I have plans on investing this money in a certain way. I plan on starting my own business where I don't have a cap on how much money I can make. Okay. I plan on buying many different properties, many real estate properties around the world. All right. So you can make that money. You can make $80,000. You can make $50,000 as long as you have a plan, a big vision of where you're going. You can't just be making a salary working a 9-to-5 job and that's all you're ever going to do and you expecting to be rich or you don't care about being rich. That's when the two differences collide. Okay. So if you're a woman that desires a certain caliber of man or a certain lifestyle, okay, I'll say a certain lifestyle. If your goal is to live a certain lifestyle, right, you have to plan for that. You have to set your sights higher. You have to have a big vision. You have to think big, okay? You cannot allow yourself to get caught up in, oh, I need to hurry up and just find somebody because I'm hitting this age and everybody around me got a man or everybody around me is getting married and they're in these relationships and I'm still single, all right? One, you have to believe beyond belief. You have to know without a doubt at all that you're going to meet that goal. Okay. That is what manifestation is all about. Knowing on a very deep level that you're going to create that lifestyle. You're going to have that lifestyle by any means necessary. Now, you might have to sacrifice some things. Okay. Yes, you may have to sacrifice a lot of stuff. I sacrifice my sleep sometimes. I sacrifice going on trips and traveling the way I love to travel. But because I have a certain goal in mind, I'd rather take my money and invest it in my business. I'd rather take my money and invest it in products and services that are going to better serve me now and invest in myself, okay, so that I can continue to build the empire that I'm building, right? I also am sacrificing not getting into a relationship, meeting some really fantastic people that are very nice, that are kind, and I don't attract riffraff and craziness. I don't attract knuckleheads. I attract good guys. However, I understand that some of them are not in the same headspace. When I talk about the things that I'm working towards, when I talk about the things that I want and I desire, their eyes glaze over. They have no idea how that can happen. That is a red flag for me. Some women would go ahead and just say, you know what? I like him a lot. He's nice. He makes a good salary. We could have a nice little simple life and then that'll be great. And I'll go ahead and I'll make the money. But this is what happens sometimes. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody. Like if you're doing that, that's fine. I'm not trying to discourage anybody. This video is for people who are thinking big in the midst of others who think small. Okay. This is what this video is about. This is to help you stay in the game and keep your head in the game, and don't let anybody knock you off of your pedestal. Don't let them knock you off. Okay. You better stay planted firmly, because the moment you start doubting and the moment you start saying, well, maybe I should just not, lower my standards a little bit, or maybe and it's not even lowering standards. I hate to say that, because like I said, I've met some fantastic men. They may not have been on the same wavelength as I am, but they're fantastic. They're amazing men. Okay. I'm not taking that away from anybody. But just because you fantastic and you amazing don't mean we supposed to be together. Okay. That's the other part. So you have to stay on your game. You have to keep that vision. You got to hold that vision. You got to hold it every single day. So here's a few things you can do to maintain that mindset, and don't let anybody shake you from it. And I'm speaking from experience, because very recently I have had to go in and clear some stuff out after talking to a few people about, because sometimes you just get excited, and I should know by now, to just shut my mouth and keep it to myself. A lot of stuff I do keep to myself, but sometimes I just get excited because, it's like, oh man, this is what I'm working on now, y'all, or something. And then, somebody will be like, yeah, but don't you think you should? Or they just don't say anything. They're just looking at you like, okay. So that energy will weigh on you, and that energy will start to make you question what it is you're doing. So when that happens, because this happens quite often, it happens more often than we think. Okay. So when that happens, what you want to do is vent. Now, you may not be able to tell that person how you're feeling, because they just won't get it. You know what I'm saying? They may not get it, or they might get offended. So what you do is go talk to yourself, or talk to your spirit guides, your ancestors, your gods, your goddesses, or whoever your higher source is, or whoever your team is, or talk to someone that understands and is on that same wavelength. Okay. Vent it out. You got to vent it out. You got to get it out your system. Okay. So talk about it. Even if you're talking to yourself, just talk about it. After you get it out, all right, the next thing you want to do is you want to send yourself a lot of love. Send yourself a lot of love and rebuild that up. Okay. You want to build yourself back up. You want to pull in the energy of strength, pull in the energy of knowing thyself and trusting that all of the things that you have manifested are happening right now under the surface. Because this is the thing. Whatever you have put out there into the universe, when you are manifesting, whatever you have thought about, I'm like, man, I would love to do that. Trust and believe that it is out there. It is just waiting for you to catch up to it. It's already done. The moment we shoot those rockets off, right? The moment we start thinking about, the lifestyle that we want to live. And I'm talking about lifestyle. Okay. I'm talking specifically about lifestyle, money. I'm talking specifically about wealth. How do you want to live your life? When you wake up every day, what do you want that day to look like? Okay. Start writing that down every single day. So when you hit this little groove where somebody has said something to make you start doubting yourself, after you chest and you talk about how they got on your GD nerves, okay, then you want to pull in some loving energy. You want to say, all right, I know that this is happening. I believe it. And then you want to get you a pen and pad and you want to write it out, write it down. This is what I had to do last night. I had to sit at my altar and do this for like an hour, because I was just like, really? You know what I'm saying? So you want to sit there and you want to write it out. Write down what it is you want your life to look like. Do it for one day. You wake up in the morning in your palatial beach house, you You're rolling around in your California king bed and your, 1,000 count Egyptian cotton sheets or whatever it is. Okay. You wake up to a view of the ocean, your man or your woman or your spouse or whoever, they greet you in the morning with breakfast in bed, fresh coffee and juice, and, really get into it, really feel it, like bring all the senses into it and write that down. Okay. Write it down. Then after you do that, you want to forgive. You want to forgive the person or the people that made you start doubting. And you want to forgive yourself. Okay. Forgive yourself for allowing that to happen. All right. And it's not even about allowing it because that feels like it's your fault, but just forgive yourself for having any emotions around it in the first place. All right. And understand this. The only reason why they have any kind of doubts about that, the only reason why they might be trying to talk you out of it really is from a space of protection. If this is somebody that's close to you, it really is from a space of protection. 9 times out of 10, if you have a good relationship with this person, okay, hopefully you're not talking about your dreams to people who don't like you, okay, or people who don't have your best interests at heart. But usually, if you're talking to people who love you and you consider them really near, dear friends and family, and you're discussing your dreams with them, and they're saying things that might make you wobble a little bit because you're like, damn, okay, they making me doubt this a little bit. Usually it's coming from a place of fear and they're just trying to protect you from being hurt, okay, or having too high of an expectation only to find that it's not going to work out. All right. So that's one thing. Being able to look at it from the other person's perspective can help you shift your perspective. And in that shifting of perspective, you can have some compassion for them. And when you have that when you're able to give compassion to somebody else, think about how much compassion you can have for yourself, right? And that really helps you to start releasing that energy that doesn't serve you anymore, releasing the doubts, releasing the fears. Okay. And it helps you tune back into what's real. And what's real is you can have whatever you want as long as your subconscious mind is on board with that. And as long as that subconscious mind is being programmed to believe that you can have whatever you want, and you're taking action. Now, this is the thing. You can't be sitting back daydreaming about this fantastic lifestyle, but you're not doing anything to get it. You got to take action, You've got to take action. You got to do something every single day. Every day you have to take an action towards your goal. If you don't even know how you're going to get to your goal, the first thing you need to do is you need to figure out, what am I good at? I remember this was, I don't know, maybe about 10, 12 years ago. I was in the music industry then. I used to work in the music industry. And, it was just really burning me out. It was really burning me out. It was very overwhelming. It was burning me out, and I was just getting done with it. And I didn't really know what I was going to do because my whole life was music, that's what I moved out here to do. I moved out here to be in the industry, right? And I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea. I knew I couldn't keep doing that. And I also knew that I wanted a particular lifestyle. Okay. I knew that. I've always had this vision of a particular lifestyle since I was a little girl. I used to tell people, I'm going to own an island. I'm going to own my own island. And I still am working towards that. Okay. That's still a goal. All right. So what I did was I got a piece of paper and I wrote down all the things that I was really good at. And that list was pretty long because I'm good at a lot of stuff, like most of us are. Most of us are really good at doing a whole bunch of stuff, okay? Because we're very creative beings, right? We can do a lot of stuff. But I was confused about which one to choose, okay? Because it was like, damn, I'm good at a lot of things here. So the next thing I did was I figured out of all of the stuff on this list, what would I do all the time that would bring me joy. And I could do it even if I didn't get paid to do it. I could do it all the time. Okay. So at that time, I chose food, I chose cooking. Okay. Um, I was doing that for a few years and, it was working out a little bit, but I still wasn't 100% fulfilled because I really wanted to be helping people. I just didn't know how I was going to do that. So the other thing was, you know what? All my friends come to me for as long as I've been able to talk. Everybody would come to me and tell me their problems. They would talk to me about everything that they're going through, and they would just be like, you give the best advice. It's just so grounded. It's just so real. It's just so you and just straightforward. Like you don't take any prisoners when you're giving me this advice, right? And I said, well, I know I'm good at doing that. So how can I do that? Right. And once I started doing the research around the ways in which I could serve, I signed up for a suicide hotline. And I was in the process of doing that while I was still working on my food business. I was still, getting food business stuff together because I was really passionate about it. But it was just a lot of work, and it was a lot of overhead and a lot of investing that I had to do. I like went into debt doing that business, and I knew in the back of my mind it wasn't a good business. I knew it wasn't a good idea right then, because anything that's putting you into debt and you're not getting a return off of it, that's a sign that it may not be a good business idea. All right. So I knew I wanted something that didn't take as much time and money and overhead. And that's kind of how hypnosis just fell into my lap. I was on Facebook one day scrolling, getting ready to post something about my food business as I was making homemade gourmet ketchups, a banana mango ketchup. It's good too. And I'm still going to do that. I'm still doing that. I haven't put that away yet. That's going to come later on down the line. I was, posting on there, and then an ad popped up for the hypnotherapy college. And I was like, really? People go to hypnotherapy college? So long story short, I was going there, taking some free classes. It took me 2 years from the time I found out about the school until I enrolled, because I was in a lot of resistance. I was still trying to get this business going. And everything was telling me, you need to go here, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I'm like, no, I already got a career. I'm working on this. I'm trying to get this going. It took me 2 years to finally enroll and get into hypnotherapy college, right? Did it, the rest is history. Best decision of my damn life. The best decision I ever made, right? So I'm telling you guys all of this to say it doesn't matter where you are in your life. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how many kids you have. It doesn't matter if you're married or not. It doesn't matter if you're single. It doesn't matter if you have $10,000 in the bank or you got 10 cents in the bank. It does not matter. Okay. All of those things are circumstances. Okay. Those are conditions that shift and change, and they're temporary. Okay. The one thing that is constant is your energy. Your energy is constant. Your energy is always with you. That's the one thing that you have control over. Okay. You get to choose how you use your energy and where you place your energy and your focus. You have to know what you want. You got to know the kind of lifestyle that you want to live. And then you have to create a plan and a strategy to go about getting it. You may not know all of the answers right off the bat. You may not know what direction to go in. It was like a year somewhere in there where I didn't know what the heck I was going to do. I was like, people were like, so what are you doing now? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. And that man, that hit my ego hard, because I was the type of person that was always doing something, always doing something, always doing something. I was always doing something. I don't know what that is. That sounds like a pipe or something. Child, I live in an old building because I like old stuff. I love old things. Okay. I don't know what that is, y'all. But anyway, hope ain't nothing about to blow up or explode. Anyway, we're not gonna think about that. But I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea which direction I was heading in, right? Trumpet. Girl, I don't know what it is, but Lord, okay. It sounds like a pipe or something. I don't know, but anyway. So um, that in itself was a transformational time for me because I had always knew exactly what I was doing, where I was heading, what I was going. I always had something going on, always had a job, always, was always doing something. But at this point, I was not working. I was trying to figure out my life. I knew I did not enjoy, I wasn't enjoying the music industry, and I didn't have like a 9 to 5 job. I was doing odd, like not odd jobs, but I was like independent contracting, cooking for people here and there. At one point I was like, doing some catering, and then I was like volunteering in different places. That's the other thing too. If you are looking to get into a new area or a new field, you might want to go take a class in that, okay? Go to school for it, or start volunteering at a place that centers around that particular thing that you want to do, all right? You've got to do something. You've got to put the action into it. You've got to make a plan. And trust me, your plan is going to change over and over and over again. Okay. The plan is constantly going to be changing, but you've got to start from somewhere. You've got to have a foundation laid down and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm open and flexible to all possibilities. I'm open and flexible to things shifting and changing if they do. Okay. You got to be open to that, but have something written down. This is why it's so important to do a business plan if you're a business owner. People hate doing them. I know I do. But when I sit down and I write it down, the thing about writing, and I talk about this, I think I've talked about this before, I'm not sure, but the thing about writing is an ideomotor response, okay? Ideomotor response. All that means is it's an unconscious, automatic response that comes straight from the subconscious mind. Writing is an ideomotor response. So that means that you are, especially if you do cursive writing, it's very important. And please, y'all, teach your kids how to cursive write. Don't let them not teach those children how to write cursive. If they're not teaching it in the schools, you need to teach it at home, because cursive writing allows for the creative flow and the creative process to take place in the mind, okay? It's very, very important. They don't have to cursive write all the time. I know I don't, but when I am journaling or when I'm writing out my goal or any petitions that I'm doing in Magic, I write it in cursive. And the reason why is because cursive is a fluid movement, okay? It's a very fluid movement. You're not starting and stopping all the time the way you are when you're printing, okay? So you're having a cohesive flow of thought and consciousness taking place. That's why it's important to cursive write, okay? So when you're writing things down, as you're writing these things down, it's coming straight from the subconscious mind, right? But as you're writing it, you are creating visuals, okay? So when you're writing down, my beloved and I live in our beautiful beachfront property on the beach in Hermosa, okay, in Hermosa Beach in Los Angeles. That right there creates an entire visual, okay? So just think about writing that down every single day, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Writing that down, you're living that every single time you write it down, okay? So even though that might change, even though that idea might change, or maybe instead of living in Hermosa Beach, you choose to live in Malibu instead, that might change. However, you have something to start with, okay? You got a starting point. So I highly recommend getting organized and start thinking about how you're going to create this big life that you're living, all right? And when you are writing that down, it puts you right back into that space of creativity and flow and believing and knowing and trusting and feeling it in your bones that this thing is happening, that this stuff is going to happen. Now, if you are a magician or if you practice some form of, magic, as what we call it, this can help to enhance that energy, because now you have something to focus your energy on, and you're bringing in different practices, you're bringing in the elements, you're doing a ritual around that particular thing. The next thing you need to do is give it time. Give it time. Okay. The bigger the dream, the longer it's going to take. Unless you were born into wealth. If you were born into wealth, then these things don't take any time at all, because you already got access to the money, you got access to the credit, you got access to all of that, right? So it's easy for you to get it. But if you're like most of us, okay, who came from humble beginnings to very, very, very humble beginnings, and you had to work for everything that you have, okay, then you have got to do some reconfiguration and recalibration of your mind and your thinking. All right. And that is why it can be very easy for us to get wobbly on the things that we are already holding the vision for. If we hear somebody speak negatively about it, or somebody has doubt, they're doubting it and they're putting doubt and fear into it when you're talking about it, because you have not experienced what that's like yet. You haven't experienced what it's like to, make $1 million. All right. If that's your goal, to hit $1 million, that means you've never made $1 million before. Right? So of course, if you've never experienced that type of wealth, somebody coming along saying, well, how are you going to do that? How long is it going to take you to do it? Well, I'm all right with just making, what I got. As long as I'm comfortable, that's all I care about. Right? So when you hear that, that can also make you a little wobbly, because you're like, damn, I have not hit that. How am I going to do that? Will I do that? But the reason why it's so important to stay vigilant and very, very firm in your daily manifestation, your daily time with yourself, journaling, writing stuff down. The reason why it's so very, very important is because you have got to strengthen that muscle. And this is the other thing. When we practice magic, okay, you guys know that I do practice magic. I consider myself a magician, okay? And all magic is a manipulation of energy. That's all it is. Everybody practices magic. Some people are doing it more intentional than others, all right? But like I said, cooking a meal, taking something from its raw form into a cooked, seasoned form, and it tastes completely and totally different, that in itself is a magical process. It's an alchemical process, because you're taking something from one state and creating a new state, okay? It's science. That's all we're doing. It's science, okay? So you're practicing magic, whether you know it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, you are. Everybody is. But when you do it intentionally, what you're doing is you're training your subconscious mind how to stay focused. You're training your subconscious mind how to go beyond belief, okay? And know without a doubt that the thing that you want to create is already been created. It's already happening. Okay. It's happening on a molecular level, cellular level. It's happening in the cosmos as well as here in the physical realm. All right. So when you're practicing magic, you're focusing your energy. Thank you, God. You're focusing your energy, okay, and you're putting all of your awareness on that thought, on that thing, on that vision, on that outcome. All right. And you got to do it every day, especially if it's something that's big. Okay, if it's something that you know is going to take some time, you got to bring all your power to the table when you do it. I can't right now. I don't know what this is. It sounds like a boat. You know how when you're on a boat, it's like, anyway. Lord have mercy. You're focusing all of your energy, and you got to do it. The bigger the dream, the more energy and the more power it takes, the more work it takes. Okay. You have got to do it. You didn't hear it that time? Yeah. Yes. Good. I'm glad you did it. I'm sorry, y'all. But I mean, it's probably because this microphone is buffering a lot of stuff. It has that little foam thing here. So thankfully it buffers a lot of the sound that comes around here, because like I said, this building is old. My neighborhood is pretty quiet, so I don't have any, worries about that. But, sometimes it's noises from pipes banging. I've never heard it before, but anyway. So anyway, I hope that you guys are able to stay in the zone. All right, stay in the zone. Keep your mind on your money. It is so important. Don't ever let anybody tell you that money is not everything. Don't let them tell you that. People who say that don't have any. And when I say that money is everything, I don't mean it in a way that nothing else matters. That's not what I mean. Y'all know that by now. Y'all should know where I'm coming from by now. You know that, you may not know me personally, but you should know enough to know that that's not what I mean by it, right? But money is everything because, okay, money is important. I won't say it's everything, but money is important because it is the way in which we survive on this planet. It's very important, okay? It's also very important because when you have money, you can eat better. You eat healthier foods. You can cut certain things out of your diet because you can afford to do that. Okay. It's the difference between being able to buy a nice cut of meat that is organic, that is grass fed, and getting all of your vegetables that are organic, okay, or grown locally, versus just going to get a box of cheap macaroni and cheese because that's all you can afford. All you have is $3. Okay. And I've been there. Okay. I've been there where it's like, damn, all I got is $3. What am I gonna eat tonight? Been there. All right. It's the difference. It's the difference between eating a healthy, well-balanced meal that's going to keep you healthy, that's going to keep you from being sick, that's going to keep you from having allergies and being bloated, and keep you from inflammation in the body and causing disease and stuff like that. It's the difference between that. Food, okay? So important, especially right now because they're putting all kinds of stuff in our food. Even the so-called healthier foods we got to look out for. But that requires money. And it requires a lot of money, especially if you have a family. If you got a family of 4 and you got to feed everybody and you're trying to feed everybody healthy food, it costs money. Money is important. Where you live, money determines where you live. It's the difference between living in a place where you have to worry about walking down the hallway and coming home at night because you're afraid somebody gonna bust you over your head and, take your money and steal your car, versus being able to leave your doors unlocked if you want to. Taking a walk around the block at night. Being able to sleep comfortably and peacefully because it's dead quiet. All you hear is birds chirping, or all you hear is crickets chirping, okay? You're getting a good night's rest. Your mind is at ease. Your body is at peace. Your spirit is quiet. You're able to really sit with yourself, okay? Money makes you look good. It's the difference between wearing clothes with holes in them and wearing nice clothes, wearing clothes that don't have holes in them, okay? It's the difference between being able to, wear a different outfit every day versus having to circulate the same three. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. However, you have got to want more for yourself. You need to want more for yourself. Don't let anybody tell you, well, you just need to be grateful and happy and thankful with what you got, girl. Just be glad you got a roof over your head. Just be glad you got something to eat. Be glad you got whatever. Be glad you got a pair of shoes. Yes, be grateful, because before you can manifest more, you have to be in gratitude. Gratitude and appreciation are key to attracting more abundance. That's key. Okay. Having money is the difference between being able to help a perfect stranger on the street, being able to support a cause, a charity, a ministry that you really believe in. Okay. Being able to pay for services to help you build up your own personal development, being able to take classes, being able to, sign up and go, talk to a therapist. All right. Being able to go see a specialist for something instead of just sitting at home, withering away and rotting from the inside out. Having money allows you to invest in yourself. It allows you to invest in your personal development. It allows you to invest in your health, in your well-being. Having money allows you to travel the world. Travel is the best form of education. Being able to take your kids to other countries is so important. It's the best education they could ever have. It's the best teacher because it teaches them how to be in the world with all kinds of people. Every time I travel, every time I'm up in the air, I get emotional. I do. I get emotional, especially when I'm flying over like crystal blue water and I see mountains and I see the sand and I'm going to a new place that I've never been before. I get emotional because I understand that that experience is getting ready to shift something inside of me. That adventure is going to shift something inside of me. Now, I haven't been able to travel as much as I used to because I'm doing other things with my money right now, you know. But travel is very important. But this is the reason why you've got to build wealth, y'all, especially brown folk. We got to build our wealth. We can no longer, be complacent and be okay with just having enough. We got to go out here and build real wealth, generational wealth that's going to last generations and generations and generations, okay? And part of having a bigger vision is not needing immediate gratification. Now, I love me a good design or something. I love labels. I love them. I love labels. I love fashion. I love designer clothes. I love beautiful cars. I'm a Taurus. I'm highly materialistic, highly. However, the big picture for me supersedes the instant gratification of having a $1,300 pair of shoes. Now, I love it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels on my foot. I like the way it smells. Sometimes I like it so much I want to lick it. However, that supersedes that $1,300 that I would pay for those shoes. Taking $1,300 and investing it in ads for my business, investing it in a class that I need to take because I need to learn how to do a new technique, okay? Or investing it in a coach that's going to help me move to the next level of my evolution, or the next step in my business, or the next step in my expansion, that means more to me than having that instant gratification. So you have to make sacrifices if you have big goals. If you're okay with what you got right now and that's all you want, and you're like, look, I buy what I want, I look good, I feel good, I got it, I'm straight, fine, do you. But if you have really big goals and you're not there yet, there's certain things that you need to do to get there. First of all, you got to hold that vision regardless of what anybody says to you about it. Okay, that's one. Second, you got to make sacrifices. Sorry, you do. You have to make some sacrifices. Third, you need to have a clear plan. Okay, you need to sit with your plan daily. You need to constantly be looking for new innovative ways to expand your business, to grow your business, to take your business to the next level. Okay. Excuse me. And again, this video is all about material wealth. That's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about money, we're talking about material wealth, and we're talking about mindset and taking action on all of the things that you need to take action on. Do it. When you feel like you're getting stagnant and stuck, give yourself a couple of days to just chill. Do that. Because believe me, it happens. Like it happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to do anything. And you know what? I didn't. I took 2 weeks and I didn't do anything. Now, in that 2 weeks, let me tell you, it was hell for me because I wanted to do the work because I knew I needed to do it, but I didn't want to do it. So there was like this conflict within me, and I had to break through that. I had to do some inner work to break through it. This journey is not easy. If you want easy, stay where you are. If you want to remain comfortable, stay right where you are. But if you want more, okay, if you got big goals and big dreams, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. Okay, you're going to have to move into those places and those spaces that feel like, oh, this is not familiar to me. When this starts feeling weird, when you start feeling uncomfortable, when you start feeling scared, then you know you're in the right place. You know you're doing the right thing. When you start doubting a little bit, you know you're doing the right thing. These are all indicators that change is happening, that a shift is taking place, because your ego is trying to keep you in homeostasis because it just wants to stay the same. It's afraid of the unknown. It's afraid of what's on the other side. Some people aren't moving forward because they're afraid of success. They're afraid that if I'm successful, I'm not going to have my friends. People are going to be coming after me trying to borrow money all the time. People are going to say, I think I'm better than everybody. If I make a mistake, everybody's going to judge me. Okay. So we have a lot of people that are afraid of success. If I do really, really well at this, I'm going to have to keep it up. I may not have my free time anymore. I may not be able to take Thursdays off and just, go to the beach and sleep all day anymore. I'll be really busy. That's a fear of success. It's a self-sabotaging behavior. And if that comes up, you have to ask yourself, how bad do I really want it? Am I willing to lose some people? Am I willing to lose some sleep? Am I willing to give up those days that I have off? How bad do you want it? If you have a plan, though, if you have a plan, it makes it easier because you'll say, you know what? I got a plan. Okay. I'm going to do this until I hit this mark right here. And once I hit that mark, I got to hit this mark. So one of my goals, for example, is to hire people. I'm a one-woman show right now, but I'm working because I'm working towards being able to hire a team so that there's certain things that I don't have to do anymore. For example, I had to put together an ad tonight I'm doing a flash sale, 80% off flash sale on all of my services, right? But it took me hours to put together all of the promotional materials for that because I had to market it on Facebook, on Instagram. I had to create an email blast to send out to my client list. I had to create a landing page. Okay. And this is just a 5-day sale. This ain't even going to be lasting that long. It's just a 5-day sale. Okay. And I put the links in the description box below here if you guys are interested, because I'm doing $50 hypnosis sessions. I haven't done that since I started my practice, and I don't know when I'm going to be doing it again. So if you've been interested in working with me one-on-one, now is the time to do it. Click the link below and you'll see all of the sales that are going on right now, but it ends on June 11th. So if you book it now, you have until December of 2019 to get your service done. Okay. But you got to book it before June 11th, because after that is done, it's over with, and my prices go back up. I charge $135 an hour. That's my usual price. But right now, you only pay $50. I charge $245 for the very first hypnosis session, which is like 90 minutes to 2 hours long. You're only paying $50 right now, and if you purchase it now, okay? So definitely jump on that if that's something that you guys are interested in. But the link is down below, and I have several different services that I've put on sale. Past life regression is only $150 right now. I usually charge $395. That's almost $400. Okay, so right now it's only $150 if you book it now. Okay, and if you want to book it for a friend, like let's just say you want to get one for yourself and then one for a friend, that's totally fine. Just let me know. Just send me a little email and say, hey, I want to, because right now only one person, the code is good for one person per session. I mean, for one session per person. Okay. But if you want to buy one for like you and your mom or you and your dude or whatever, you just send me a little email and I will help you do that. Okay. But anyway, I'm working towards hiring a team. Okay, so I have a specific goal in mind. So because I have a goal in mind, all right, and I have a deadline, and that deadline is tentative, it's not set in stone. That's the other thing. You don't want to set deadlines for yourself and then you don't hit them or you don't meet them and then you get all crazy. If you set a deadline, I need deadlines to put fire underneath my butt. That's why I need deadlines. I'm flexible with it though. If I don't hit my goal, if I don't meet the deadline, I don't kill myself over it. I'm just like, okay, now let's just set another deadline and keep moving forward. All right. But when you have a deadline and you have a goal in mind, it makes all of the other stuff a lot easier. Okay. So if I know, sometimes sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm not going to really be able to get a full night's sleep for another week. All right. Fine. After Sunday, I'm good. After Sunday, I'm sleeping. I'm going to be good, and that's fine. But you have to be okay with that. You have to be willing to give up some things, okay? So that's it. That's all. Keep your dreams big, okay? People who think in small, let them think small. Understand that they can only think at their capacity. They can only think as big as they are able to see. unfortunately. Okay. They are not giving themselves the room and the space and the authority to think big. So you might not need to discuss it with them anymore. You may not need to talk to them no more. Just stop talking to them about it. Okay. Keep it to yourself. I posted something like that today on Instagram. I was like, keep it to yourself, because everybody is not able to take in, they're not able to see the magnitude of your vision. They're not able to accept it because they can't see it. Are they hating on you? Maybe, but sometimes it's just, and the reason why people hate in the first place is because either they can't do it or they can't fathom it. They can't even imagine it. They can't even think about that happening. So they look at you like you're crazy, or they hate on you because they can't even think about that happening. So don't let that, like when people say, I got a lot of haters and all that stuff. And I'm just like, so I don't have haters because I have compassion for people who say certain things about me or might be thinking a certain way about me. You're doing that because you're not happy with me. You just want to be quiet and meek and not want to do anything and not have anything in life. I'm fine with just this, with just what I have. Those are the people that are going to get extinguished, unfortunately. Okay. And I'm not saying that a lot of money is going to save you. I'm not saying that, because a lot of people are going to go. A lot of people are going to go with everything that's happening. We're going to lose some people. We're going to lose quite a bit of people. All right. However, even if you do get lost, even if you do get extinguished, so to speak, all right, that needs to happen to you while you're in motion, moving towards that big goal, that bold, innovative goal. Okay. So I'm saying all of this to say, y'all, that I know things get hard. I understand that, people talk mess and people, throw some salt in the game and make you get wobbly, but don't let it throw you off your course. Talk about it, vent it out, clear your energy out, fill yourself up with love, fill yourself up with, that energy of knowing, not believing, but going beyond belief. Okay. Knowing without a doubt that it's already done. Write it down, write it in cursive. Okay. Write it down every day. Write it down 2-3 times a day, because the more you write it down, the more you're able to visualize it. And the more you visualize it, the more the subconscious mind believes that it's already done. And when the subconscious mind believes that it's done, the body must follow, and everything, all the mountains must bow to you and the oceans will bend for you. Okay. Everything will just move and shift for you. It really will. You're the master. You're the creator. You have power. Use it. Use your power. Use your power. Tap into your power. Use it. I've done so many videos on how to do that. Okay. There's hypnosis videos on here on how to tap into that energy field where you get to create everything that you want. Hi, 3540 Tarot. You can tap into that energy field at any given time. Okay. To create whatever you want. All right. So let's do it. Let's get it. Get it, honey. Get it. Get it, get it, get it. All right. And no, you don't have to be striving towards being a billionaire. That's my dream. You don't have to be a billionaire, but you do need to be in a position where you're able to have everything that you need. Okay. Where you're not struggling and scraping stuff together and things like that. You need to be in a position where you always got everything you need. You always got money somewhere. Okay. You always have food in your house. You always have clothes and gas in your car. Like always, your bare essentials should always be covered. Always. And if it's not, if you're struggling in that capacity, then you've got to shift some stuff around you to figure out what is it that's blocking me from what's blocking me from being stable was blocking me from having just simple, basic needs met. Okay. That's first and foremost. Make sure your basic needs are met. And then, all right, then you start pulling that plan together to shoot for the stars, to shoot for that big, big stuff that you want. All right. And use your magic, use your power, use your mind to get everything that you want. Do it. There's so many videos and YouTube videos on here to show you how to use magic and all that stuff, and get over all of the fear about using it. All right, Sunflower Goddess. Thank you too. Blessings to you too. Yes, please just give me a call. All right. Try to catch that sale if you can. All right. Get over the fear of using magic. It's just your energy. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to get off of here because I'm exhausted. I did a lot of work today. But it is a satisfying exhaustion. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. And I picked up my book today, y'all. I picked it up today. I picked up the printed copy of it. I got to go through and do the red ink edits on it, and make any changes that I need to change. But that will be done very, very soon, and it will be ready for purchase. It's the Be Magic workbook. It's the Be Magic manifestation manual, a manifestation workbook. I'm sorry. It is the Be Magic course that I wrote in a book form. So for people who aren't ready to make the investment in the course, you can buy the book. Now, you won't have me coaching you personally, but you will have a part of me. You will have an extension of me. You will have the book that will walk you through the process. Now, the other benefit of doing the course is that I do a lot of guided meditations, and I record all of them and I give them to my students. So they walk away with probably about 30 guided meditations or hypnosis that are specific to what we're touching on in the class. So you won't have access to that, however, if you just get the book. But if you're in the course, you'll have access to it. All right. And I might sell those recordings. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. I might do that. I don't know. But it's something special about giving it to my students. I don't know. So I'll think about that. But anyway, the book is here. And that's crazy because I've been trying to write a book for the past 6-7 years and it just was not coming out. And I wrote this program, this coaching program, and I'm the type of person that I need pressure to get stuff done. So I wrote this program so quickly because every week, while I was teaching students, every week I was writing a new program for the next class, right? I was writing the module for the next class. So that's how I wrote the book, having to hurry up and get the module written for the next people, for the next class, and making sure I had 8 students in this class. I got to show up, right? So that's how the book got written. And one of the students in the class, a good friend of mine, she said, you know what? This is such an amazing program. I want to turn it into a book for you. And she did that. She took everything I wrote and put it in an amazing, beautiful piece of literature. And it's only 61 pages long, but it is awesome, if I must say so myself. And I'm a pretty hard person to impress. So anyway, that'll be ready soon, guys, and I will let you know about that. Again, make sure you catch that sale. Catch that sale. Catch it, okay? Because I don't know when I'm going to do that again. Like I said, the services, the $245 is now $50. $50. Go ahead and grab it up now. And I'm probably, if it's too many people to sign up for it, I'm probably going to put a stop on it because I got to maintain my my schedule. But anyway, All right, I've been on here for way too long. Thank y'all so much for sticking with me and hanging out tonight. I love you. All of my links are below in the description box. So check me out. You know, follow me on Instagram. Join my Hypnosis is Key Facebook group. Go to my website, look at all of the different services that I offer, peruse the website. There's blogs and stuff on there. It's just a lot of cool stuff happening right now. And I got some good news that I'm going to hold on to until it is solidified and in the can. And then I'll tell y'all about that. Okay. But it's good. There's some good stuff going on, honey. There's some good stuff happening right now. So I love you guys. I'm always holding you all in the highest, 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 highest vibration, sending you lots and lots of love, just wrapping y'all up in love and light all the time. I appreciate your views. I appreciate you, coming on here, commenting and talking and leaving your comments and everything and your likes. I am growing this. I do want to grow this channel because I just think people need to have this information. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel so compelled, go ahead, like it, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Share these videos. If you find something on here that you think might resonate with a loved one, send it to them. Okay. I share people's videos all the time. So, all right, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back. I got my spoons ready. I had to go to the dollar store today to go get some spoons. I got the spoons. So I think I'm going to do the spoon bending tomorrow night. So if you guys want to see that, tune in. Okay. Because if you can bend a spoon, what else can you do with your mind, right? Okay. Love you. Bye.